Alright, what's up guys? This is going to be a jungle post-Xenia tutorial. I might do a jungle pre-Xenia tutorial later when someone needs it, but right now Water Temple Fiend needs a post-Xenia tutorial, and I think it's just best to split it up into two parts anyways. So let's go over, I'll go over the cave in my 49. I'll go over the different strategies. So the most important thing to start off, obviously you want to throw this mine on this drone. I know this is pre-Xenia, but it's going to become post-Xenia in a moment here. Throw the mine on the drone. You don't detonate it now, and I will tell you when to detonate this mine because it's very important. You go, you kill Xenia. All headshots, baby. I mean, I think I got a chest shot, but yeah, you're trying to get, all headshots there, but it's just 4 headshots, 1 chest would kill her on agent. So, you get the kill, double switch weapons. Now this is where it gets really important. So, you strafe to this tree, then you make a turn, and then another turn. You can do this in all one turn here, but it's like extremely precise. So I do like 1 turn to get in, right, to get my foot in the door, and then another turn to line up this is on widescreen, okay? So this is how it should look if you play on widescreen. You can study other runs though, if you're playing on full screen or fucking God forbid cinema on this level. But yeah, so this is how it should look on widescreen, which most people play with. So on widescreen, you can just line up the drone to be on the right side of the screen with a little bit of space, right? Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to charge towards the drone, but you're kind of trying to charge towards the, where the cave, like the corner of the cave. That's why it's a lot tighter than you would want, than you might think. This is like a very, very, very precise line, because if you go too far left, you're gonna like be charging straight to the drone, which is really bad. If you go too far right, you can like actually find a way to like get stuck on that fucking thing that protrudes out. So it's a very precise line, but it's not that hard to set up. Obviously in the moment it might be kind of hard, but on practice runs it should be very easy to set up. You have 1 turn to get in, right? And then the next turn where you get the drone. This is the drone right here. You can kind of see like the 2 white turret things. So you get that on the right side of the screen with a little bit of space. Now I got the line, okay? Now I'm going to look down, and I'll put the sound up here so you can really hear what's going on. Once you hear the drone start firing, you do a boost, okay? Now this is pretty important to like, have, I guess here I had like, you do want to have, because Water Temple Fiend, I was just telling him he was boosting too late, or too early, I mean, and he was like, if I boost any later, I'm gonna like have too much stun time. You do want to have like a good amount of health, right? Like, which should be pretty easy as long as like Xenia isn't lighting you up, which if she is, you're probably like already losing more time than than it's gonna get you a good run anyways. But yeah, you really shouldn't be losing any health. Like you should be losing less than a bar of health to Xenia, right? So that's like 2 mine boosts and maybe a guard boost or something. You should be at like half a bar lost, at most a bar lost, and then you should lose anywhere between 0 to 1 bars at Xenia. If we're going for a good time on this level, right? So you should have at most like 1 bar missing. Right now I have half a bar missing. So you should basically, no matter where you boost, you should be able to get this next shot off to destroy the drone. But basically, yeah, so you have this line setting over here. You look down. You wait until the drone starts firing, which maybe I'll go to like raw audio so we could really hear that in action. But it's like right once you hear it start firing, then you boost, because you don't want to get backed by the drone. You need invincibility frames to make it past the point where she's gonna back boost you. I mean, not she, sorry. Where the drone's gonna back boost you. Yeah, so you can hear it right there, right? So it starts firing and then you shoot. Boom. So that is extremely important, because you're gonna go. Here's the drone. You're kind of going in front of it and crossing diagonally. So at a certain point, the drone's not gonna be able to like actually keep turning and shooting at you. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to wait until it starts firing. Then you boost. You have invincibility frames, and by the time the invincibility frames wear off, you're past the drone. So you need enough invincibility frames so that even with high health, the drone can't hit you. Because once you get to like really low health, you have more invincibility frames when you get hit. But yeah, so you're trying to like maximize so that even if you have the least amount of invincibility frames, i.e. like the most health, you still never get backed, as long as you do everything proper. So yeah, so you wait until it starts firing. So like you see, I already looked down here, so I have a good line. Boom, I look down, it starts firing, then I boost. Okay. And what you should kind of see here is like as you do the boost, like a couple frames after like the explosion, like before, like as you're catching the boost, you should be passing over a green leaf. That is something I notice all the time. So if you wait all the way until you like see the green leaf as a visual reference, it might be a little bit too late to do a perfect cave. But yeah, you should pretty much see yourself like hopping over, like starting to hop over that green leaf. That's how you know you're on a good line and that you also boosted at the right time. See, like that, boom. It's like as the screen is doing this, going bright and you see the health bar, that's when you should see that green leaf. So now that we know when to boost and how to set up the line before, now what should you do? You look up, so you're going to the right of the drone, then you peel to the left slightly to shoot. See, like you can hit it anywhere between here to here. Like see here, it came out as I already started to turn to the right. So like it seems like it's going to like blow up here right behind the drone, but it ended up like blowing up here to the side. But that's fine. So that's also another thing that probably that Water Temple Fiend isn't understanding right now, where he's like how am I gonna like turn and like hit this drone right now without like, because what you never want to do is you never want to catch a boost. First of all, you obviously never want to get backed by the drone, but it's only a big deal if you're going for like 50 or 49, but still, you never want to like, every run getting backed by the drone because of bad technique. Also, you never want to self boost off of this hit. You never want to have this hit that you're doing at this drone. It's not like the next two. You never want this explosion to hit you. So you're not trying to shoot at the drone. Like you're not trying to shoot at here because that's going to hit you. You're trying to pocket it behind the drone. And this is a good example of that because look, I shoot it so far to the right here and it's still completed. Like you're just trying to like have it blow up here. That's kind of what Carl does as well. I'm sure all the 49s do this to a certain extent, but like, this run with the same movement, it still could have came out a little bit more to the side here, which would just make me feel more comfortable that I actually nailed it. But it's pretty easy to know if you nailed it because you can hear it like explode there. You can hear it like make an explosion sound. But yeah, so definitely just to go over the cave, because the cave is the most important part. You want to practice this like 1,000 times. You want to get like all these shitty runs where you're just making sure Xenia dies, and then you just run into the cave, and then you practice. Because every run, like the practice will still be perfect. Some runs, some other levels, when you practice certain things, it's not like a perfect recreation of the run. But this is fine. You could practice this a bunch of times, Even with like invincibility, you could practice it. Or like invisibility, because I think the drones still hit you on invisibility, do they? Or yeah. Or like you could practice this on yeah, I don't know. You could practice this with a lot of things basically. But yeah, so again, so you just turn, set a good line, look down, drone starts firing, you self boost like, like point, let's see when it starts firing. So I would say like right here, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like 0.3 after it starts firing, you want to like actually have the boost come out, like the nade come out. It's not like the frame you hear it boom, but like with a little, like you're not predicting it, you're not you're reacting to it basically. It's like, within the human reaction of you hear it, then you press it. It's just like the leave on facility, you're not you're not like predicting the message to come up and then leaving for the timing. You're waiting for it to come up and then you're like, okay, and then human reaction and then going. So here, same thing. Boom. So you just turn in, you have it so that you're going to the right of the drone, like you're going over here, right? And then you just peel just a little bit to the side, okay? Not like, you're not whipping it at it. You're just doing a little, like you could see my input display. This is all I'm doing. I'm going, looking up, because reverse, so I press down. And then just that. That's literally it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going, So I'm just peeling to the side. It might even be, so like if I didn't have input display, you might not even realize that I'm like turning to the side here. Yeah, just a little, especially because like if you press it as you do that little thing, it will still whip it more than like if you just had that little bit of an adjustment, but you let go of the stick, So if you just press it like right as, let's see. Yeah, see like I'm pressing Z as I'm doing this slight turn. And then, yeah, so just let it blow up there. So you see how this won't hit me. As long as it's like in this corner here, it won't hit me, which is good. So now you just take the line straight to here. See, like this is like a perfect line. You could kind of tell. But like this line, you can't get much better than this. Boom, boom. And then I'm just like, I don't have to do this big adjustment around this thing. I'm just right here. Boom. Now, for the Xenia drone, the drone right before the Xenia kill, this is when you want to detonate it. Boom, right there. So you detonate it on the way to the ladder so that you have the lag. You're getting the lag over with and you're having it happen here, which is a perfect spot because now you can do a YOLO ladder warp. So it helps the ladder warp be really fast. So Water Temple Fiend was just doing it like it was SA and Double O. He was doing it like later. On SA and Double O, you don't want to detonate it here because you want to you have to look up, throw the mine for the ladder drone. You have to look up, throw it, look down, warp. You don't want to complicate that, Just get some, and also there's gonna be less lag. You want more lag to happen when you're going for the lift warp. Whereas here, you want all the lag to be happening here. You want all this to be over, especially because eventually you're gonna be doing all the boosts I do on this video. When you're getting better at the level, eventually you're gonna be doing all the boosts, and you're not gonna have any time to do the detonation. So yeah, just basically this is the best time to detonate that drone right here. Boom. It's not a lot of lag. It's just a little bit of lag, and boom, it helps get a instant warp. Now here, now I'm going to be teaching world record strats. The cave you should be doing the same way every time, regardless of what your time is. You should be aiming to do perfection. I like to say getting the cave within 0.3 of perfection isn't super terribly difficult. It just takes practice and good technique. Getting an actual perfect cave, that's where you're getting into extreme amounts of hours on this level to get it down. And tons of practice, every time you're going for another second cut, you're going back to that cave and you're practicing it so often. But within 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 of perfection, which is fine, most people lose 1 to 2 seconds in the cave easily, even if they don't realize it, especially when they're accidentally boosting off that drone and stuff, the grenade shot. A lot of people are losing an easy 2 seconds there and they don't realize it. They're like, oh, it wasn't perfect, but it's whatever. Or they even think that the boost is helpful. But yeah, so that though, you should always be going for the best. Here now, this is just the world record strat. So you warp kind of to the left of the ladder is the trick, right? Kind of in the middle, but you're kind of as you're warping, you're going more to the left here. So you're going here, you're gonna juke the drone. So you're coming here, okay? Now it's gonna start firing at you, and you're doing a sharp turn here. So it's thinking you're here. And this is agent, even on Double O you can do this, but on agent it should be not free, but it's within the realm of never getting a back boost. So it's trying to shoot at you over here. As it's turning, you're turning, So as it's turning to you, you're still sharply turning, so it's never gonna hit you. So that's basically how you avoid getting hit. And now you're doing similarly to the other thing, the cave drone. But now you're actually trying to get the self boost. But similarly, as in, you're not shooting the drone, you're shooting near the drone, behind the drone, so that the explosion will eventually blow up the drone, as long as you do it decently enough. But you're focusing on how to get a good self boost here, because there's this cave on the right side. There's this fucking thing that protrudes out, and it's like impossible to not just get completely destroyed. So, all right, boom, boost. And then I'm going to do a swift turn, but without getting stuck. If I turned any more, I would get stuck. Okay. Now I got this line going here. Now I turn into it. And this one you can kind of do like right on the drone. And then boom, catching a boost. I like to look down here. It does seem to save some good time because it's so laggy. The rest of jungle doesn't save time to look down. Like it's laggier for some reason. Like when you look down, it loads like all the trees. But here though, we're past that point. So here, like look down does save some time. So yeah, once again, full speed, boom, boom. But that just takes a lot of time to practice. And then this one on PAL, if you have a decent amount of health on PAL, I like to play this safe and I like to just smash it right near me. If you do it too like far out, you know, and try to preserve health, like it's important on JP to do that. But on PAL, you don't lose that much health. Plus, you can boost on PAL with 1 bar of health. Even like, I think even like half a bar sometimes. On JP, it's like with 1 bar of health, it's like 50-50. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like a look down boost on PAL, it does less damage to you. So like a full look down boost on PAL, it does less damage to you. So on JP, there's a certain threshold where it's a lot riskier. So you want to conserve more health. But on PAL, there was a lot of times where I was missing this boost because I was trying to like conserve. I was trying to do it like perfectly out here. You know, especially on PAL, it seems like it just like warps through the floor a lot more often on this. So I just put it right next to me, and you know, eat the couple bars lost. But yeah, so that's something you just gotta decide what you're gonna do on the run, and then a full look down boost. And then just try to nail the warp. Like, I honestly couldn't really teach this part because, like, I got lucky here. I always mess this part up. I just, like, happened to, like, fucking pull this one out of my ass. Like, it was, like, my best ending ever. But this part here, though, for sure, I could at least tell you the technique of it. You know, you just turn. Like, it's hard to teach something that you've only done once, like, that exact way. So, I can't really teach that very well. But I can... You can watch other runs of mine and other runs of others and see exactly how they did it. But here, though, I could definitely teach this because I've done this well a lot of times. So you turn, you whip it. Don't focus on the drone. Just focus on, like, where can you whip it to get a good boost off of it. Boom. Catch the boost. Do, like, a smooth turn around here. You don't want to do a sharp turn or else you get stuck. Like, a kind of a smooth turn around here. Keep your angle going to the right of this, but not, like, super hard right. And then, boom. Shoot it right at that. This one, like, depending on your angle, you can do, like, the same movement where you kind of turn to hit it, but you also could just kind of, like, keep your angle. Like, see how here I just kept my angle when I went towards it? Once I had this, I just kept it, shot it, and then you turn. You want to, like, turn before the boost hits you, basically. You want to, like, get your line set up before it hits you so that you're on, like, a perfect line. You don't want to be turning with all the lag and, like, the boost. And then here you can see... I look down. I do a slight adjustment to the left so I don't get stuck here because you got to, like, thread the needle through this. And then I look down. Okay. Then I turn. Now I'm going, like, threading the needle through the crates. Turn right. Turn left. Boost. Catch it. Near the crate, but a little bit to the side of the crate. And then I look down and turn right. Once I've, like, cleared the crate. Boost. And then switch from, you know, now... So at this point, I guess this is another hard part. You have to switch from grenade launcher. So all this is important, I guess. I should state this just in case. You go from mines, back switch to a single GL. Then you go, once you do these two, because you're going to completely run out of ammo, so it's going to try to auto switch. You have to press A. Right after the boost, you have to press A to make it not auto switch. You have to make it switch. It'll auto switch to, like, RCP or some shit, right? You have to make it so that it goes from grenade launcher to mines. So that's just a 1A press, but you have to do it within a specific window. So you have to go from grenade launcher to mines so that you could press A one more time and go to detonator. But yeah, and then the cave is like, you could do grenade launcher. Or you could do grenade launcher RCP. I prefer the grenade launcher RCP, especially the fact that the grenade launcher, with the double, it's sitting on the left side, which gives you a little bit more leeway here of like, see how like it's over here, so when it shoots, like I don't have to do as much of a turn. I would say it's probably better to do both, but I think it is somewhat preference. I don't know. But yeah, so I like to see, yeah, it probably is better to do this, but still, just make sure here you're at mines and you go from mines to single GL. It's gonna get you the best warp and the best segment here, because now you want it to be the right side, because it's gonna be on the right side and you're whipping these shots to the left, which is gonna give you more space before it hits you to set up your angle with the boost. See what I'm saying? Like it's crossing over instead of it just instantly hitting and then like you're turning as you're catching the boost. But yeah, so that is the jungle ending tutorial, post-Xenia. It just takes a lot of fucking practice, but hopefully this video can at least help people know what they're doing to put in those hours of practice. So cheers, y'all. Thanks for watching. A little long, I know, but not as long as you guys are about to spend practicing. Peace out. Much love.